And we are live with the Chargers franchise off-season. Welcome, everyone. It's here, another off-season in the San Diego Chargers franchise on Madden 17. Good to see all of you here in the stream already. We are live here on my YouTube channel, 2 o'clock here in the great Central Time Zone. And it's time to get this stream underway. We are going through the entire off-season here in this series. And if you're watching this when the stream is over on YouTube, check the description below and you can see timestamps that will take you to where all of the events are, whether it's free agency, the draft beginning. Check that out because this is going to be a bigger stream and you'll want to see the things that you're looking for specifically. But for those of you watching live, welcome. Good to see all of you in here. When I made the event a few hours ago, there were already people jumping in to start talking about the off-season. Couple hours ago, I saw like 50 people in here talking. And now we have over 600 watching live as we are about to set sail on another off-season. And normally, this would be the last off-season of one of my franchises, but not this year. No, not on Madden 17. We're going to be doing another one of these here. I like to finish 6 seasons if possible. I'll do my best. But we're on to Season 4 with today's action as we will be underway here very shortly getting into the off-season. We'll be, of course, going through free agency and the draft, all of the fun off-season activities. And you'll see the plans in store for this San Diego Chargers team after a 10-6 season. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about the recap as I already have a video of that on my channel. So you can go watch that if you wish to see the season be recapped and the off-season be previewed in the scouting video. Today it's all about getting new players, improving the roster, and getting ready for another fun year in the Chargers franchise. So welcome everyone. We're getting close to over 1,000 viewers now on the live stream. If you wouldn't mind here, please leave a like on the video. Those are all very helpful. Those will help bring in new viewers to find this series and enjoy it alongside us. We're at 146 likes right now and almost 900 viewers. So how high can we get the likes here as we have just crossed 900? Let's try to make it 10 seasons. I would have to give up sleep for that. I'd consider it, of course. But last night's live stream was fun, so I was ready to get back to streaming today. Definitely excited for this stream. So, as we'll just wait maybe another minute or so for the stream to fill up. We just doubled our likes in the matter of a few seconds. Thank you all. We're almost to 300 likes. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be back here again before too long with the off-season in my Kalispell Dynasty. So, a lot of fun stuff going on the channel lately. XP sliders, please. I'll go through sliders quick. I'm using T-Dogs from Operation Sports. That seems to be the consensus best XP slider set. So this is what the sliders look like for the experience. And they've definitely helped with making sure players, get proper XP for the things they do well. And it allows players to actually become superstars. Here are the gameplay sliders for those of you that have been wondering those. I might still tweak a few things because I'm still looking for some balance, but we're getting better games. So there you have it with the sliders. I think we're ready. Over 1,000 viewers. I'm ready. Are you? Off-season, here we come. Say goodbye to year number 3, everybody. The off-season is officially underway. You're already at 2 dislikes. Yeah, I'm sure it'll go up. The days of no dislikes ended in Madden 12 for me. So we have some retirements here to begin. We have... Let's go to the transaction. Actually, I want to go to top stories here. And my big question is, did Phillip Rivers just retire? Our starting quarterback. Did he retire? And we shall find out in just one moment. Jason Witten has walked away after 16 seasons. A lot of stories about him. New head coach in Minnesota. Brandon Marshall retires. Larry Fitzgerald retires. Drew Brees. Brian Cushing gets cut. You got cap casualties here. You have different retirements. DeMarco Murray is now a free agent. And of course, you're also going to have re-signings along the way. Adrian Peterson fighting rumors that he has lost a step as he gets older. We have the first super chat of the day. Let me read that quick. Thank you very much, Cameron Fullerton. Skip the off-season, build a fort. Oh, man. Bringing back 3-year-old comments from the live streams. I'm not even sure what the origin of that was. You guys have created a lot of stuff here. Kane, remember me from last night? Of course I do, House of Sports. Aren't you the Packer fan? I believe you're the Packer fan. So I think we better go check the transaction log now to see the rest of the retirements. And let's go to our Chargers now and see if anybody has retired. Wow. Nobody has retired from our team. Phillip Rivers has not retired. But I'll tell you now, I am not planning on keeping Phillip Rivers on this team for next year. He is obviously continuing to age, and it's time for us to hand the ball over to Cole Hartman. I want Cole Hartman to be our quarterback next year. He's already 25 years old. He threw 10 passes last year, and we're ready for him to be our starter, our full-time starter. So while the Phillip Rivers era was great, there are many good memories. His time here has come to an end. We'll be looking to trade him immediately. Hopefully to the NFC. You can see the skill regression there, but if you look at his ratings, like, he could still start if need be. His arm is going, obviously, in the wrong direction. Throw power's down to 82, but the accuracy is still fine. But it's time for him to go somewhere else. Thank you, Phillip Rivers, but you're going to be moving on to a new team. I can't do any trading right now, though. That is blocked. So it's time to go to the re-signing period. Now the chat's moving faster. I'll try to get to your questions. Oh, I got a super chat here I missed. From Nukujima Nation. So what are you going to do with your salary cap? Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. With my salary cap, I'm planning on putting a lot of that into the offensive line. I normally don't spend very much, but I've tried to plan things out so that we have a chance to actually spend some money this year, and I want to go target offensive linemen, whether it's guards or tackles. There are some decent options in the class, the draft class, but I really want to focus on hopefully getting some big upgrades in free agency. It depends on who hits the market. Sometimes nobody good hits. Sometimes you get plenty of options. One sec here. We dropping frames? No, we're not at the moment. Not at the moment here. 1 second. Let me make sure everything is stable. Very laggy, so I'm going to slow things down a bit here. If you're watching on YouTube, maybe skip forward 30 seconds if you're watching on the playback. Another super chat here from Call Me Stevo. No message, but I appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. All right, the health is getting back. I think we're good to go. If I miss any super chats, let me know. And for those wondering what the super chat feature is, basically it's like the donating on Twitch. A lot of people do. Message gets read on stream. That's what that is here. It's just a way to support content creators. I appreciate it. If you decide to do that, it's up to you. So Jeremiah Itachu is our big free agent this year. And I really like him as a pass rusher, even if his numbers were down. I think when it comes to super chats, I might need to come back every few minutes to check them out, depending on how many are coming in. Thank you, AJ Thompson. No message. but I appreciate it. All right, back to the re-signing here. Jeremiah Attachu is the big one. And what's fair? 53 over 6 is what he wants. He's 26 years old. We could put the franchise tag on him again. And we have $34 million in cap room right now. But we have some key players, a few key players here. Plus, I want to get rid of Phillip Rivers' contract. My idea was that if we get rid of Rivers, then giving Attachu a big contract is a really good trade-off because it lets us keep a good pass rusher who's still going to get better while we can move on to Cole Hartman. So I definitely want to give an offer to Jeremiah Attachu. When it comes to Casey Hayward, looks like he wants only a 1-year contract. Before, when I checked, I could have swore it said that he wanted a 2-year deal. But I think I'm going to let him hit the market because I know he's going to start regressing if that hasn't already happened. We have Larry Wilbur on the team, and I want him to start playing. Look, the regressing has already happened. So if I do end up keeping him for whatever reason, it would be on like a 1-year contract. But I'm going to let him hit the market, I think. We do have plenty of cap room, though, so we'll see. Melvin Gordon. Okay, it's looking like a different offer now. He wants more than 5 a year, and I'm not willing to give him that right now. I especially don't want to invest in a running back while our running game didn't play that well last year. I don't want to just give him $5 to $6 million just because, you know, he had some productive seasons. 26 years old now. Don't really have a problem with moving on from a running back after his rookie contract and then keeping him if he's an upper tier back. I don't think Melvin Gordon is an upper tier back, but I think he's good. But I'm happy just letting him hit the market, basically. So I really don't have any interest in signing him back. The rest on the list here, a lot of them aren't all that key. So it's really just these top 3 players that we have to worry about, beginning with Jeremiah Attachu. We got a super chat here from Schuler. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. France. Thank you very much. So Attachu sits here with 91 finesse moves, 80 power moves, and 87 block shedding, with still some years to get better. So a 6-year contract is what he wants. Not too surprising there. I want to offer him something a little bit different. I want to go 5 years on this one. So he wants a $21.7 million signing bonus. So this would be the fair offer right here. $53 million. With a cap hit of 6.08. That wouldn't be too bad at all. We do have the money to keep Melvin Gordon, but also remember what's happening this coming year? Joey Bosa. And I think that could be a triple-digit contract. Like, legitimately, maybe 100 mil. I'm not sure what he's going to ask for. And that's not the only big contract we're going to have that year. So Attachu is here with a request of 53 mil. Man, how much would that franchise tag end up being? Because we know he's still going to be good for a few years. What if we go like with a 5-year contract? We up the signing bonus. $45 over 5 compared to 53 over 6. I think that's pretty fair. We'll go to 46 mil. And we make the offer to Attachu. And it's perfect. Jeremiah Attachu remains a Charger. Super chats here from AJ Thompson. Been watching since Tank Tucker. Oh, and he says, go Pack Go. Ooh, I'm not sure about that, but I appreciate you watching. I've actually had interactions with a lot of different Packer fans here on my channel. Just, it began in Vikings franchise because they pointed out, like, I'm a Packer fan, but I like this Vikings series you got going here. I always thought that was kind of funny. So, Casey Hayward now 29 years old. I don't know, on a 1-year offer with a cap room, that I want to keep cap room. I have to hang on to cap room for those tackles. I can't make him an offer right now. I just can't. Same with Melvin Gordon. And there's Bakari Rambo. I'm going to let him walk as well, especially with the speed going down to 84. Kyle Emanuel, not very productive. We're going to let him go. Adrian Phillips, 27 years old. We're going to let him go. Austin Johnson wants a pretty big contract, so I'm going to let him hit the market. Jatavis Brown. I still like Jatavis Brown, but might be another player that I just go and let hit the market. Let's give him an offer at least. About 1.6 a year, and he's going to go free agency. Ryan Clady, let him go. Michael Scantlebury, I want to give him a smaller offer here. These practice squad players love requesting big contracts now for their overall value. Whoa, not that much. Two-year contract, and okay. He came in high with his request. He ends up getting around $900K a year. Taj Wilson, we're still working on developing the young pass rusher. I'll catch up to Super Chats here in a moment. I definitely have a lot of hope for Taj Wilson, but I don't want to give him a big contract just because of that. There we go. We get the 2-year contract there. Ego Ferguson, you can hit the market. Carl Klug, you can hit the market. You're getting up there in age. Darren Bates, we'll hit the market with him. And Garrett Selleck. I really don't want to keep a lot of these players. Uh-oh, we got one from Jamila the Killer. Did someone say Packer fan? Jamila, you're my favorite Packer fan. We also have a super chat from DYN Shady, watching from Rothsay, Minnesota. Always love watching. So, northern Minnesota then. Thank you for the super chat. How's it going, Jamila? Haven't seen you on Twitter as much recently. So we got the main players that I wanted to prioritize, and we're going to hit the market with a lot of open roster spots, so that's pretty fun. Let me just withdraw offers here. The whole idea was I want to keep cap room for any opportunities during free agency. I would like to go for a big name tackle, and that's why I've set aside, you know, a fair amount of cap room for that purpose. How much are we at right now? Because we're going to head into their 27.3. That's perfect. We're probably going to get another 10 once we let Rivers go or make a trade. If we could trade Rivers and get a pick or two, that would be phenomenal. I'm not sure what we could get. He's a lower 80s overall quarterback, and we're going to go find some teams that need quarterback help. So, free agency, this sequence anyway, did not take a lot of time. Just to take a look, though, at teams that could use a quarterback, and I want to focus on trading him to the NFC, not the AFC. So, beginning with the Bears, they have Josh Rasmussen, they're set. Let's try to find potential teams to trade Rivers to. Derek Carr, no. Buccaneers, no. Cardinals, let's say the Cardinals, perhaps. The Dolphins, I want to focus on AFC primarily. 49ers. See, the Lions have Matt Stafford doing well. Packers, Panthers, Patriots, Raiders. We'll see what the AFC West does with their quarterback situations, because I feel like no one really has it all figured out right now. Saints. So we have a few teams to at least target with trade. The Cardinals, 49ers, and the Saints. As we have a couple more super chats here. First from Leon Daniels. Kane, I got 8 teeth removed and have been waiting all day for this. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you start feeling better. I hope you're ready for the offseason, though. And then Blackjack. I'm just here for the lulz and the support. Mostly the lulz. Hashtag free Gordon. Hashtag sign Coon. Hashtag Kane's got kids. Hashtag out of hashtag gimmicks. How's it going, Blackjack? Good to see you there in the chat. Got a super chat here from Joshua Gonzalez. Should I start a 76 overall rookie quarterback with the Browns? That sounds pretty reasonable to me. I mean, 76 can definitely go up as long as you have, decent development or good traits to begin. Like, my philosophy there is, like, if short and medium accuracy are already pretty good, then you might as well stick with that player. And further develop deep passing and whatnot. Remember that arm strength is always one that's really tough to work out. I'm making sure there wasn't, like, any late retirements here that I missed. There was one, Pierre Garçon. I never actually checked the full list of retirements. Let me check that quick. Matt Forte, Brandon Marshall, Jordy Nelson, Jonathan Stewart, Trent Cole, Adam Jones. We saw Breeze retired. Greg Olson, Ryan Khalil, Alex Mack. There goes Andrew Whitworth. Jay Cutler retires. That isn't a very big list of retirements. So let's go through the top signings now. Any big contracts handed out? Patrick Lewis, 5 a year. Roberto Aguayo gets a pretty nice contract. Did he get the tag or the signing? I don't know. All right, any interesting players get released here? DeMarco Murray is one I might go check out because we have CJ Prosise, we also have Barry Inseki and Zach Bogan, but Murray might fit in really well on our team. Kenny Britt, C.O. Moore, Michael Orr. Who else is there? Not a lot that I want to go and actually target. Kiko Alonso. Don't really need to have a need there at middle linebacker. Drake Kirkpatrick, Shane Vereen. Oh, they released Larry before he retired? That's kind of mean. Morris Claiborne. Devontae Booker. All right, let's move on. Let's see who's out there. And a super chat from Go Alabama 2013. Too bad Chris the Dog isn't here. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. So $31.08 million in cap room. And I want to start looking at trading Phillip Rivers. So before I do that, I think I need to go. I'll put him on the trade block for now. I can't believe he didn't retire, though. I don't know if teams really make offers at this point, though. He's going to get 3 more running backs and corners again, isn't he? I don't think that's going to be this kind of an offseason. I don't see me going heavy after running backs, heavy after receivers or corners. So no one above, oh man. Well, from this screen I can tell there isn't a great offensive lineman in like the high 80s or whatever. Left tackles, what's out there? Whoa, 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 that's bad. Brandon Scherf. That is the best offensive lineman on the market. Wow. Did not play out the way I hoped it would. But Scherf. 90 run, 75 pass. At 27 years old, he's not going to get that much better at pass blocking, but he is a really good run blocker. Impact block is good, but that pass block is a concern. I feel like we have to make an offer, though. I don't mind making an offer, it just doesn't really excite me all that much. I mean, we have to get our running game better, too, and he's a great run blocker. So let's up the salary a bit here. We're looking at about $5 million a year at this point. Move Scherf to right tackle? I could probably consider that. But he's the best O-lineman on the market right now. And that gives us the highest offer rate there. Not the most exciting offensive line free agency, sadly. Trade Rivers for a lineman. That's an interesting thought. I wonder if there are any linemen like worth trading for. Oh, Eric Armstead's on the market. We're not going to be able to afford him most likely. Grady Jarrett, that one's interesting. Oh, Grady Jarrett. I'm interested, but the Lions already have a really good bid out there. That's $5 million a year. I'm not sure if I can go with that right now. Cliff Averill. That'd be interesting, but he still wants quite a bit of money. And he's already 33 years old, so any long-term offer is not a great idea. Bud Dupree hit the market. We're going to need to find some value. We have some money to spend, but I still don't want to be too risky when we still have like Joey Bosa's contract coming up. At cornerback, Ronald Darby, Casey Hayward. For a year, I might now look to Casey Hayward because we're not going to be pouring a lot of money into alignment at this point. And that's going to make it more important now in the draft to get the player that I need. So a very underwhelming free agent class. Delaney Walker, that's great for whoever's going to get him for a short time. He's 35 years old. I'm going to put an offer out there on Delaney Walker. Just to see if he would even consider it. A 1-year contract for 6 point... I'd be willing to make it mostly guaranteed. So what if I up the guarantees a lot? Give him like $4 million guaranteed roughly. Then we drop the base salary down. Whoops. Going too far with this. That's what I want right there. Delaney Walker, consider it. Just consider it. We have really good weather. We do. Darby might be a good signing at cornerback. It's not an area we really have to focus on for that, though, because we have good corners on this team and one that doesn't get to play very much. So Melvin Gordon's market, by the way, kind of looks like this. The Colts right now have the top offer on the table. And the Panthers are also in the mix. Where is DeMarco? Wow, did DeMarco Murray like regress in a big way? 75 overall. Yeah, that's what happened with DeMarco. Not the same running back he was. So we can't go with that. What's Eric Armstead asking for? Armstead is asking for about a Jeremiah Tachu contract. So I'm not going to be able to go through with that, although it's a great player to go for all around. I mean, he's got like similar to Joey Bosa in a way in terms of just being able to be great against the pass and as well as against the run. Super chat here from Dylan Sharp. Eagles fan here. Been watching your channel for a long while. Keep it up. Thank you. Glad to hear. Eagles. That's an interesting team to keep in mind when it comes to Madden 18 franchise, perhaps. Eagles might be in the mix. Man, I'd like to maybe give a contract to Grady Jarrett. Because, I mean, legit, how much longer does he have? Any backup pass rushers here that are interesting? Probably not in this range. I'm going to be looking to the draft for players in this overall spot anyway. Make Eric Armstead your nose tackle. I don't think I'd do that. I wouldn't mind getting some nose tackle competition, but I'm sure not getting it from this free agent class. Pretty bummed about the lack of talent in this. So the Bengals have the offer out on Hayward, and they might be lowballing him a little bit. If I give him a 7.22, what does that give me? I can even go down from there. I wish you'd just tell me what their offer was so I could undercut that by a little, or just go a little bit over it. I just want 71 points is all for KC here. We wouldn't be saving a lot of money, but we'd be saving a little bit. Just under 70. Okay, that jumps up 3 points. 72 is fine. So an offer for Hayward. We have $13.9 million in cap room at this point. I want to go and look at some potential trades here soon. Super chat from Level Smasher. I'm a new gamer. Check out my channel. If you want to check out his channel, there it is, Level Smasher. But I will say the best way for you to grow a channel isn't necessarily to do things like that or to go into comment sections. It's to really ask for like constructive feedback from those that are getting, you know, already have established channels and learning as much as you can from them. And always stay active with your comment section, no matter how big or small it is. Focus on the feedback there and listen to them. And another super chat here from Go Alabama 2013. Thank you. So, Phillip Rivers, trade away. Who is interested now if we go through this way? The Bills are interested all of a sudden because Tyrod Taylor is a free agent. But I would prefer it to be a team in the NFC. Cardinals, not much interest. The Chiefs do, but good luck with that. Dolphins do. 49ers don't. How about the Saints? They're the third team I wrote down, and none of them really have major interest. So the Bills beat us in the playoffs, and now they want our quarterback. So it's the Bills, the Chiefs, which will not happen, and the Dolphins. I also wanted to see perhaps what the market could be for Corey Liuget, who's now regressing a little bit. Should still be a pretty good player. How much longer is he under contract? Super chat from Leon Daniels. I don't see great value in Rivers because of age. I agree, but you'd think for like a 1 or 2 year fix, probably a 1 year fix, that maybe there'd be a little bit more interest. He's still under contract for 2 more seasons, and that cap hit in 2020. I really don't want any part of that. So let me put him on the trade block as well. Although I don't think I've ever gotten a trade request in the offseason. Add to trade block. And if we cut him right now, the penalty is still like, he's more valuable to us than freeing up very little and incurring a huge penalty. I want to advance to stage 2 now, and I'll see if we can get any signings. Yeah, I saw the Twins weren't doing too well so far, so I'm not too angry that I'm streaming instead of watching the game. So we got the contract accepted from Brandon Scherf and Casey Hayward, but declined by Delanie Walker. 3-year deal for Scherf, 1-year deal for Hayward, and Delanie Walker. I had to try. I'm going to save quick here, just because we've gone through a half hour worth of off-season. I have a million files here, I know. I got backup files for everything, all the auto saves, some stuff I'm not exactly sure of, so I just haven't deleted them yet. Trey Flowers for OLB? I might. Let's go to scouting here. And now I'd like to introduce you to, this draft board. I have written down 5 of my favorite prospects in this class. Now, it's not exactly in order by, like, my top 5 players. Can you even read that? I'm not even sure if you can read that, really. I didn't think about the reflection on the whiteboard. Huh. We got Dalen Hoyt as my #1 player. This is not even... You can't read that. There's no way you can even read that. Wow, that was a bust. Dalen Hoyt was the top player, though, on the board, and the most popular player who was in the comment section on the draft video. You guys wanted to see Dalen Hoyt. He is 21 years old. He had all the stories about him playing well, and it's inverted, too. Oh, we're dropping frames. One sec, we're dropping frames. I forgot to be backwards, too. That's perfect. Dropping frames, so I'm going to just take a quick little break as it rebounds here. So yeah, I didn't think about the reflection nor the fact that it would probably be inverted. So Dalen Hoyt is the top player on our wish list right now because we didn't get the tackle we wanted. Yeah, it was a bust. That sucked. Dalen Hoyt had the best 40-yard dash, the second best vertical, not a bad bench at all. So Hoyt definitely is the top player on my board. Trey Adai had the best bench. I wouldn't mind Trey Adai, but I think he's going to go earlier. And Dalen Hoyt is, I think, they're the same age. But I think all the stories probably give him a good chance of having that superstar development that you really hope for. And that can make him become our franchise tackle. Super chat from DYN Shady. A+ for effort on the board. I mean, I tried. I just didn't think much. It was all effort right there. So why don't we check out the other players who were on the board that didn't end up getting read. There is strong safety Tyrone Brightful, another player that I was high on. And he's a second-round prospect who had a great combine. 4.4 740 with B-zone coverage and A bench. I want Brightful. Late second-round prospect. I'm really happy with that. Who else was on there? Antonio Pierre-Paul. Jason Pierre-Paul's long-lost brother, perhaps. We know he has B+ power, B+ block shedding. Didn't tear up the combine, but we see immense value here as a pass rusher and a run stopper. Another high-ranked player on my board. Then there are some guards I was looking at. Marcus Cadu, who ended up with a decent overall combine, the best broad jump, and an okay set of skills here for a second-round prospect. And then left guard Eric Downing, who is a 6th-round prospect, but a good run blocker. Did not have a great combine, though, so I definitely might drop my interest in him. So now we have to continue our scouting here. We're not going to worry about quarterbacks because we found our guy. How about running backs? I did want to see how Courtney Creighton did. Wow. A 4.3 140. Great elusiveness. He's going to have the agility. Maybe even decent strength at 202 pounds. 20 reps on the bench. Creighton is the top back in this class, in my opinion. Wild's run a 4.58, though. That's not bad at all. Not that agile, though. How about Steven Smiley? A 4.49 at 233? An A stiff arm? Wow. We have Barry Inseki, though, so would that be something we go for? I don't know. I want to scout Derek Winters here, a 4.46 running halfback. Finish it off undrafted. Not going to focus a ton on running backs, but if there's late value, I want to find it wherever it is. Super chat from Lonnie Jefferson. You are the reason why I play Madden Franchise. Good to hear. Franchise is great. And I try to show everybody how much fun it can be in franchise mode. Leon Daniels says, APP is great value. Definitely worth a pick. Yeah, that's a slam dunk right there. That is a slam dunk. So let's go scout these remaining O-linemen. No. No. Well, that was fun at guard. I don't think I missed any tackles. Well, I did. At the bottom there. Another one from Benjamin Davis. Big fan from the UK. Tevin Coleman as lead back. I prefer running backs who have a little bit more power in their game. I like Tevin Coleman, but I feel like we already have players that bring to the table what he possesses. So Dalton Darius here. No. Carter Larson. B-, C. I'll pass. How about right tackles? Alton Christian. No. C+ run. Any, like, amazing undrafted combine grades that could surprise me? Cooper Unger. You're going to get a scout. No, didn't deserve it. Yeah, not a very good O-line class in either free agency or the draft. But we can always go and try finding some value now. How about Nicholas Denman? I thought the 6.5 would show a little bit better results there. Trying to find some good combines to go and scout. How about Javonte Strickland with good size? Strong, B zone, C+, C. Put him on the board. 62 more points. Why don't we go D-line? How about Baylark? I'm not sure I've ever heard that last name. Not a bad combine. B+. All right. Pass rushers, bring them to me. Just give me some 7s here on the combine grades, please. Any, like, nose tackles? Like Barry Purnell? Who had a great bench? Man, if I don't see block shedding in the top 3 as a nose tackle, no chance. Unless you fall way down. Which I'll put you on the watch list for that reason. I also want to scout you later. I want to scout all the nose tackles. Give Aaron Enzer some competition, perhaps. So that little section there is complete. Let's move on now to... we have to sign. I didn't really go into free agency on this one. Over 1,700 watching the stream now. Hey, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, I'd appreciate it. We have 600 likes roughly. We had a big boost last time, earlier in the stream. Did Rivers retire? No, he did not. We are now actively looking to trade Phillip Rivers. Have not made an offer to anybody yet, though. Jerick McKinnon is available. There's Tevin Coleman. I like Coleman a lot. I feel like ProSize can do what he does. I don't want to invest a lot of money into running backs. Ty Montgomery? That's interesting. As a running back, mostly. But no. I like our receivers. How about tight end? I mean, you're just not going to see very many interesting options in this class. That's kind of how this one is. What are Ty Sambrailo's ratings, though? I had a little bit of potential there, but not very strong. Didn't end up capping out as a very solid player in this. I like to see where Eric Armstead ended up going. I wanted to also check out Trey Flowers, perhaps. That wouldn't be a bad fit. I wonder if he got signed, though. There's a good chance. Kiko Alonso is available. I might check out his ratings. Alonso, 90 tackle, 80 hit power. Coverage of 68. I don't think he's better than Leonard Howell, so no. Want to check out league signings? How about that? The top 100. Delaney Walker going to the Jets on a 2-year contract, a little over $8 million a season. Ronald Darby gets a nice deal from the Rams. Eric Armstead to Miami, getting nearly $10 million a season. Tyrod Taylor to San Francisco, getting around $10 million a season. Melvin Gordon is an Indianapolis Colt. Alrighty, so we have officially now moved on. Flowers is a DE? Okay. There's a 7.7 corner you guys are telling me about. 7.7 cornerback. Let me see where Flowers is on here then. There he is. 72 overall. 83 power, 84 block shedding. Yeah, that's what I look for. Thank you to whomever suggested that we take a look at Trey Flowers. Not a big market for him, so we are going to go with the old classic low ball offer. How about 2 years, $4.5 million? Only 40 points? Let's go for it. That wouldn't be a bad fit at all. I do want to try doing a trade offer, though. Miami would be interesting. Where are they going to be picking? So we select at 23, the Dolphins at 11. So what could we get for Phillip Rivers, realistically? They have their full slate of picks, too. So they're not a bad team to try trading with. I also want to see what the Saints can do, because if I can offer to... I'm not... What Eli are you guys talking about? Manning? Eli Manning? But I'm going to try making some manual offers to, like, the Saints, because I don't want him in the AFC if he doesn't have to be. They have 3 2s. Perfect. The Saints have a bunch of picks here. I want to try making an offer to the Saints. Gets to go indoors. Wouldn't be a bad deal. Phillip Rivers to the Saints. They say it's not a big need. I disagree. How about for pick 46? They don't like that at all. I really wasn't sure what they would even consider. So let's see what the Dolphins would like. Because they actually want Rivers. How about their top second round selection? Trade decline, but we're not far off. We might be able to get a second round pick for Phillip Rivers. They don't have another one, though. Well, how about a third round pick and a player? How about a player? What about DeAndre Gooch? The player from last offseason we saw who had a lot of potential at defensive end. They wouldn't work in the second. How about a 3? And DeAndre Gooch declined. They will not do that. You want me to try getting there first? I don't hate that idea, trying to swap first and maybe getting something else. But I want to see if I get another pick in there, because we'll be moving up 12 slots with that. Any other interesting players on this team? Laramie Tunsil. Could we get another pick, perhaps? What if we swap ones and get their 3? So close. Alright, we can make this work then. Let's throw in our 7th round selection and see if that's enough to get this done. Nope. Let's try our 6. We're going to get a deal, though, here with the Dolphins, it looks like. We can swap ones, gain a 3. There we go. Phillip Rivers helps us for one last time. So to recap this trade, what happens? They get Phillip Rivers and a 6th round pick. We trade 1st round selections to move up from 23 to 11. And we get their 3rd round pick at 75 overall. That isn't a bad trade. I like that. So now we have 2 3rd round picks. Now I'd also like to see perhaps what we could potentially get for Corey Liuget. Because that contract is just a big concern. He's coming off a big year for us. The Dolphins wouldn't mind him. The Falcons are more desperate for that. Who has something we could use? I mean, it could just be another pick potentially, and at that point maybe you wait and see how things unfold in the draft. Not trying to acquire another pick now for a good starting player. Watch Hoyt be taken at 10. I would not be very happy with that. So Phillip Rivers is now a Miami Dolphin. We'll see if they're on the schedule next year. As I save. See if you can get a lineman. I think there was one lineman that I almost traded for during the season last year, but I didn't. And I think he was on the Cowboys. Let's see. What do they have? Jamal Cargile. That's who it was. It was Cargile. Who was a decent run blocker, but not a great pass blocker. I just wasn't sure if we'd really get what we need from him. But he is quick development. But how does he compare to Darvion McCullum now? As we just got Scherf, and there's McCullum, who already has a better foundation, really, and he's younger. So we're best off sticking with Darvion there. But unless somebody had like an extra left tackle, and who has an extra left tackle in this world? I know I don't. LaRaven Clark? No. And you're just not going to find teams with an extra tackle for you. They'll give you their backup tackle, gladly. All right. So we are going to advance to stage number 3. Get Tunsil. Why would they trade a starting lineman, though? Got a super chat from Redskins Strong. Will the Redskins win the Super Bowl this year? I'm not sure about that. I'm surprised they kept Kirk Cousins, though. It seemed like that was ready for a falling out. Hopefully Terrell Pryor does good there. Very surprised that he did a one-year deal, though. Trade for Tunsil and move him to left tackle? How good is Laramie Tunsil? As the Cowboys have Tyron Smith, Lael Collins. Or no, I mean, I keep getting Tunsil and Collins mixed up for some reason. Juwan James, Sean Little, Mike Pouncey. He's like their best old lineman. They wouldn't trade him. He's a really good player. But we're going to pass on that for now. He's their best offensive lineman. Let's go back to scouting now. You said there was a 7.7 cornerback here. Okay. Oh, I already know he's not that good. C press, that tells you everything you have to know. Unless there are more. So now, let's keep an eye on some third rounders here because we do have that extra pick now. What's the top rating here, DeMarco? I'll watch list you anyway. Ooh, 7.5 safety? Probably just a big hitter. Let me make sure I didn't let any draftable old linemen slip through. Here we go. Matt Newcomb. No. Well, a 6th round pick, I'll go further. Corey candidate. Not going to be our right guard candidate. Lots of centers here. Not bad. Not bad there. But yeah, Dalen Hoyt could be our guy to target. B run, B minus impact, B minus pass block, and hopefully very good development. Trey Adai. 41 reps. Hoyt's had 35. The cornerback was further down? Okay, were there any other 7.7 corners? 7.5, 7, 7.2. No other 7.7 corners. How about these 7.2s though? Printers here. Ooh, no. Oh. Oh. Still interesting. Barry Marion. What do we have here at outside linebacker? 6.5. No, not very athletic. 7.6 strong safety. I'm glad I have you guys here to point me in the right direction. Stacy Hodges. Hit power. Coverage. Tackle. Good find, everybody. Let me make sure I'm all caught up on the super chats here. It's been a few minutes. All caught up. Still, there's a lot of really good athletic safeties, though, so yeah. But if there's one that's super fast, I would still scout. Martinez Shirley. I have no more points anyway. Let's go back into free agency now. How much cap room are we sitting with? 31.7 million. Now keep in mind we have a lot of open roster spots right now. We have a lot less than 53 players at the moment, so that number is going to go down once we fill our roster. What are Ingram's ratings? Beginning to go down. So McKinnon is out then in Kansas City. He was their starter for like not even a full season. We played him 1 week. He started, played him the next week. And it was Spencer Ware. Devontae Booker? Probably pass. Oh, wow. Kevin White's available? Not much of a route runner. But, I mean, I'd take Harmon Whitaker over him. Just give me a decent run blocking tight end. Not finding them. Orson Charles has good run blocking, doesn't he? I thought he did. Nick Boyle. How about a 1-year contract? This is not the most exciting part of the offseason. Check out Ajayi. All right. 1 sec. I'm trying not to pay Nick Boyle 20 mil here. I'm just trying to give you like the minimum here, Nick. A 6-point offer. That's the smallest offer I ever made. Jay Ajayi. Not bad at all. That one is interesting, I'll admit. We have Procise. We have Inseki. Jay Ajayi doesn't have the highest trucking. If he's still available after the draft, maybe. Not bad, though. You want to compare him quick to Procise, who would be currently our starting back? Here is CJ Procise, who has higher trucking, he's faster, and a great pass catcher at 220 pounds. I'm a big CJ Procise guy. So I think for now we would pass on Jay Ajayi. Hey, we have Daniel Sanders. I forgot about him. That preseason was so long ago. I didn't realize actually that season 3 actually took quite a while. So I apologize for that. I didn't realize that it actually took a while. Trade offers for Caesar Butler. I didn't put him on the block. So we got Flowers and Boyle to accept. Not bad. We have a trade offer for Caesar Butler. He's not even available. Whoa. First round pick. Ashawn Robinson plus a 7. Well, it's good to see how much you all value one of our up-and-coming players. But I decline all of them. Looks like one more stage for scouting here. Is there really an 8.4 cornerback? I don't think there is. I would have seen that. Yeah. All right, I want to go from the top down here and see what is interesting as far as a combine grade goes. Don't need a receiver. If it's a late great combine grade, then maybe I'll scout a receiver. Mario Sentif. No C+. Not that early. Look at that, 7.5, but the skills just were not there. So fast and strong and agile. D-man coverage, though. Maybe he's playing the wrong position. Yeah, I was pretty sure that 8.4 wasn't the thing. But I looked, so you got me. How about Dondi Teague, though? Late 3rd rounder? Undrafted. Lennox Dyson. B-, C, C-. No combine. This player decided not to participate in the combine. You were a player on my watch list. Why didn't you go and work out? Ooh, a speed receiver with only a 6.3, and it's all speed. We already have Casey Wilcox for that role. Everyone's saying defensive tackle. There's apparently a defensive tackle out there that I need to go scout. Is it the 6.6? Kendall Treader? Wow. Look at that 40, that bench. Block shed power. Let's go. Kendall Treader. The chat comes through again. I want to see the stories now and just see if there was anything to keep an eye on. Two stories? Alright, draft stories. Charles Flynn looks like a different player at his pro day compared to end of the season. His footwork has improved and he's looking like a little leaner. Andre Wynn shows improvement in his 40 and shuttle run, but regressed in his bench and vertical at his pro day. Alright, so Cedric Bonner had an injury, and he did not participate in the combine for that reason. Corin Haggerty had a poor combine. Wasn't he the 6'4" corner? So Bonner didn't pass the medical check. Draft stock will take a hit. And then Francis Jarrett gets hurt. And we already know about Dalen Hoyt. Here's our stories. Brandon Scherf, Casey Hayward. Kept Jerry Itachu. A 1.0 kicker. A 9.6 defensive tackle I missed. No way. But I have some points to spend. So let's go see what else is out there. Any late running backs who just destroyed the combine? Spencer Potter. I will scout you. You're not that bad. How about late quarterbacks? Jason Page. No, I don't want to spend the rest on quarterbacks. I want to see if there is something else late worth checking. 6.5, 6.7. How about 7.1 here? Meadows. Nah, not great. I only have 11 points left here, so we have to use it wisely. So Haggerty had a poor combine showing, they say. He ran a 4.37. So, get this here. The biggest cornerback ran the fastest 40 and had the third best 3-cone. So he's going to have great agility, great top end speed. How does that guy not go top 10 or top 5? That is incredible. So not many more points for us to spend. Let's just go and try hoping for something at left tackle here. Ruben Payne. At least a high bench. Give me a high bench. Jamal Cleveland, B- run block. It's time, everybody. I once drafted an 83 overall corner. He had an 8.0 combine. First in everything except he was second in the 40. That's pretty wild. So with that, free agency is over and it's time for us to begin the draft. Hope you guys are enjoying the live stream. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Can we get to 1,000 likes? We're at 1,900 viewers, 800 likes. Can we get to 1K? Let me save here and then we shall begin the NFL draft. Any advice on starting a franchise league series? Be detailed and try to tell a story, you know. The whole thing revolves around your team and you want to go through the ups and downs. You want to go through who's developing. You want to be detailed and you want to not overlook some of the small details. So I want to check our roster quick and just see where the weaknesses are at the moment. So at quarterback right now we have Cole Hartman and Gordon Urban. At tailback, CJ Prosise, Zach Bogan, Barry Insecki, and Daniel Sanders. At fullback, we have Derek Watt. At receiver, Keenan Allen, Reggie Shepard, Travis Benjamin, Harmon Whitaker, Casey Wilcox, Sylvester Arsenault, and Denard Martz. Tight end, we're okay. Left tackle, we're hoping for a tackle, obviously. We picked up Brandon Scherf. Might need 2 tackles. Joey Bosa, Trey Flowers now backing him up. We have some intriguing front 7 depth, but could still maybe use a player or 2. I like our corners a lot. I think it's time to get going. Time to get to the draft, everybody. Time to begin. The Cleveland Browns are on the clock with the number 1 overall pick, and the 49ers are number 2. Not bad. Pretty cool, huh? So the Cleveland Browns, with the first pick in the 2000... Let's see, this would be the 2000 what? It says 18 up there. They took Cornell Ezekiel number 1. That was the great pass rusher. So we pick at 11. Thanks to the Phillip Rivers trade. The 49ers select a tight end. Howard. Wow. The Giants take the first quarterback. That's college from Alabama. Castro homer to make it 3-2. Awesome. So the Twins are winning now all of a sudden. That's great. There goes Saturday here on a Saturday to the Ravens. Downing to Philadelphia. The Broncos take a defensive tackle, Newsome. The Bears take McGowan here at corner. So they passed on Haggerty. No one's taken Haggerty yet. There goes Vernon. There's Gregory. And Wynn. So here we go. I just want to see what trade offers there are. We're at 11. This is the 2019 draft. And no one is offering a trade down in the first round. So we're going to be making a pick right here. It's time to make our selection. Our first pick in the 2019 NFL draft. We have options. Twins are down 3-2? Oh, come on. Corin Haggerty. Oh, they moved him down to a second-round prospect? Wasn't he a first before? Wow. But obviously, we have to address the big need that we have here. Trey Adai is available, and so is Dalen Hoyt. Both are 21-year-old tackles. And now I'm seeing Haggerty in the comments everywhere you look. Do we take Dalen Hoyt? Or do we take Trey Adai, who is a better pass blocker at the moment? Impact blocking is lower, whereas Hoyt is more balanced. He had the best 40. He had the second best vertical. Who won the Super Bowl? Oh, I never checked. Check your draft picks. I have a 1, a 2, a 3, another 3, a 4, 5, 5, 7. Dalen Hoyt was my guy at the beginning, and he's our guy now. Welcome to San Diego. Dalen Hoyt with superstar development. I didn't reach for nothing. 87 strength, 83 run block, 80 pass block, 80 impact. Dalen Hoyt is the Chargers' first selection. 76 overall, superstar development. And for the record, Hoyt is the most common comment right now and not Adai. I don't see Adai like anywhere. But we're going to check where Adai goes. So now we just continue on. Thank you, Miami, for helping us trade up for our guy. And Trey Adai goes to the Vikings. So I need to write that down. Adai Vikings left tackle. Trade up for Haggerty. I like that idea a lot. Why don't we check out the board? If they want to knock Haggerty down, I have no problem bringing him back up. We do have 2 third-round picks, so we can take a shot at this. I don't know if I want to play safety or corner. 6'4", 209 though, ridiculously fast. Incredibly talented. So do we try trading up right here with the Falcons? To give up our second and our third, our top third here. We're trying to get into the first round, so we can't be like not giving them good picks. I'm not sure if they'll take this value though. No. I'm not willing to give up our other third round pick. I don't want to turn 3 picks into 1. So they take a defensive tackle. The Saints take a free safety. The Titans take Bullo. Now, I don't think that Haggerty is a huge need. He's just such a great player, and I think that he's being overlooked now. Here are the Dolphins now. He swaps spots, and they take Leo Lett, the prototype linebacker. Trade Legit for a pick. We're getting down there now. 26. There goes Copels. And there's Corin Haggerty. Now, as fun as it would have been to go and try getting Haggerty, it would have cost us multiple picks for a player that isn't a huge need. And there's still a safety I really like in this draft. So, despite missing out, I'm not too angry about it. But him on the same team as Jalen Ramsey is definitely scary. I'm not sure why you... I don't think Legit is the key to getting that trade up. I want to see now the safety board. Tyrone Brightful is right there. Curtis McGraw is actually a 5th-round talent. We have great corners. And I have my eyes on a really good safety here. Tyrone Brightful. Ran a 4.47. We'll see what his ratings end up being, though. Who's on the clock? The Bills are. I'm willing to trade up to get this done. I'm willing to give our second and that third package for your first. So we're trying to move up from 55 to 29. And we're close. Maybe we just have to be a bit more patient. And they take Catanzaro at quarterback. The Packers take an outside linebacker. The Seahawks. Now we're into the second round. 33 overall. Can we trade up with the Browns? Leon Daniels, Super Chat. Haggerty wasn't a need. APP is the future. And I want to keep those middle round picks for players like that. So the Browns are on the clock. I just want to see what it looks like if I offer up 87 instead of the higher second rounder. Trying to get to 33. Close. I don't think our other pick would do it. Oops. 75. No. But we're getting close to being able to trade up. There goes Kinney. Horn. A center. Another quarterback now to the the Ravens. Defensive tackle to Tampa Bay. Now we get to 39. Not having to move up that far now if we trade with the Bears. We're about to pick again. They'll pick 2 picks after this one. So Bears. I want 39. I'm just trying to move up to get our guy here. From 55. What does the 4th round pick look like then? Very close. So if I offer up that other 3rd. This one here, is that enough? Very, very close. Okay, I'll take my chances. Brinkley. Texans take Mail. Bears come back with a tailback, Creighton, trying to upgrade their offense in a big way. Now Arizona. We just want to move up 10 spots. 10, right? Trying to trade up here in the 2nd round. We're moving up from 55 is what we're trying to do. So that's not working. You guys like the 5th round safety a lot more? I like Tyrone Brightful. And you guys like Stacey Hodges a lot, who has pretty good coverage already, and he's strong. Not as fast as Brightful. Brightful's a better player, but obviously Hodges in the 5th round would be better value. But when it comes to 2nd round targets, there isn't really another player that I'm all that crazy about at the moment. I mean, look at the board here. Tyler Wilds is falling. How about just available? Kerry Sam. Still some quarterbacks on the board. Some players I didn't really scout much. Bad 2nd rounders here. But I'm feeling pretty good that we got our tackle at least. There goes Fitzpatrick. The Dolphins select another quarterback. Hearns to the Colts. McWilliams to the Steelers. Getting close to our selection. Not going to trade with our rivals here. The Saints trade up to take a corner. How about the Vikings? I want to make this trade because I think that Brightful might even be able to play free safety for us. And I think he could be an upgrade over Costin. There's a chance that, you know, Wilbur plays one safety spot and then a rookie plays the other. And that's why I'm prioritizing him so much. I'm just trying to move up a little bit here. I'm not sure what it'll take. We're not far away, though. Just to make sure I can get my guy. That's not enough? Well, I'm not giving you a 3 for that. Brightful is a late 2nd round prospect, and we're now in the middle of the 2nd round. They take a receiver. There goes Tap. Alrighty. Come on, can we make it there? Saints take a corner. Titans take a corner. Raiders? Don't do it. Don't do it. Thank you. All those trade attempts just for us to end up being able to take the player I wanted all along. We gave up nothing. There might be some offers here that are interesting, though. Drop down to 60, gain a 6. No. Why would the Bears offer that? Like, hey, do you just want to, like, trade picks and we give you nothing? Alrighty. Tyrone Brightful is going to be the pick right here. This is my guy. Brightful. 90 speed at safety with 83 zone coverage, 76 tackling, 82 hit power, normal development, 71 overall. Good pick. 62 ranked, took him at 55. So we've made 2 selections now. I could see him playing either safety spot. And then there's APP, of course. Antonio Pierre-Paul. Why don't we check out the draft board quick and just see where my favorite players are still. Let's see. What position is Antonio Pierre-Paul again? Left end. And he's a 4th round prospect, and we have 2 third-round picks, so we are more than ready. And I see bust comments, a lot of bust comments so far. The Brightful pick was not the most popular I've made. As we are over 2,000 viewers now, and we're so close to 1,000 likes. Can we get there, guys? We're so close. I believe in Brightful. And there goes Marcus Kadu to the Saints. I'd like to see what his ratings were. That's more of a bust than Darko Milicic. Come on, I'm a football guy and I already know that's ridiculous. Tyler Wilds finally goes. The Bears have taken 2 quarterbacks. I want to see that one. Into the 60s now. And I didn't like these 2nd round players, so not a whole lot to talk about in this section. Not many players I want to go check on. Now we're in the 3rd round, though. When do we pick again? We're getting close. Safety's coming off the board fast and furious, and we are on the clock. I want to see Trey Daniels. Leon Daniels Super Chat hasn't even stopped calling him a bust. Man, the chat was wild with that one. Let me look at potential trade downs. Nothing very enticing at all. But now I'm about to make the pick that I know you all are going to like. He's got a lot of potential, it looks like. And with Corey Legitt getting up there in age, it is the perfect time to draft Antonio Pierre-Paul. Quick development, 76 overall. 78 strength isn't great, but he is the 20th best player in this class, and he can rush the passer and stop the run. Antonio Pierre-Paul is the pick. He is a left end, 76 overall with quick development. Not bad right there. What else can we see about him? Not very agile. He has the bull rush already and the big hitter traits. Those are nice. I like getting those. We got APP. So we've gotten 3 of my favorite players so far. Let me just save here again. You down with APP? You know me. Let's go. I'm ready to get some pass rush finally off the bench. It's been too long. I've been talking about it for so long and haven't gotten that player I needed quite yet. That preseason competition is going to be pretty wild. We're on the clock now again. This is going well. Dropping frames. Let me make sure we're not. I don't see any frames being dropped right now. Health, okay. Let me, Leon Daniels super chat. APP the future, baby. I told you. For sure. I'm glad I found another one of those great fourth round D linemen. While it's picking up here. Obviously just buying some time. Dropping frames. I'm checking on trade downs though here in the third round, and teams are not giving me as good of offers as I tend to see. None of these are all that interesting. Is it bad that I simulate one season then play the rest? No, I don't think so. The off season is so much fun. And especially this time of year. And the health is getting back there. Okay. Oops. So, with our second third round selection, who could we end up taking? Best available players. Marvin Knox. Great 40. Got a super chat from Redskin Strong. You lost AP in real life, but at least you got APP. That's right. I trade an AP for an APP. I wonder where Adrian Peterson's going to end up signing. I'm surprised it's taken this long. Okay, so at this point, there aren't a lot of players in this range that I love. You'd love to take a very intriguing player in this spot, but I'm not sure there really is one that's slotted for this spot. A lot of people saying Treader. Kendall Treader already? How many D tackles are on the board? We still have second round defensive tackles that haven't been picked yet, so I'm definitely not going to be going for that right now. Is there anybody ranked high that I didn't scout that maybe is worth a risk? LaMarcus McCluster? I'm not one to draft a player I haven't scouted at all, but I'm kind of considering it. Someone also said that Travis Benjamin regressed. I want to back out quick and just check on that. I want to see any regression. Yeah, he's definitely down in overall. He dropped at least 2 speed. Still looks to be a pretty good player, but maybe not that downfield speed threat he once was. A lot of people saying Smiley in this spot. This is a spot where you can take a running back. Smiley ran a 4.49. We have Inseki. This would not be a huge need filled, but he just seems to be a really good player. Good power back. Let's go Steven Smiley. 70 overall with 90 speed, 84 trucking, 93 stiff arm, 81 carrying. It was a good value pick. So he's got good speed. Can he catch the football, though? 68? That's not terrible, surprisingly. For a running back, that is. I'm pretty sure Pro-Size is in the mid-70s. So how does he compare to Barry Inseki now? Who's our other power back that we like a lot? Did we just get the same player, basically? Inseki is not quite as fast, but he is powerful. And Seki is not as good at catching the football, so Smiley is more versatile and he's faster. That's what I gather from this. Gives us some added punch there. He drops passes. Oh, he has that trait. That's not great. There goes Bonner to the Patriots. And now we'll start simming more as we don't pick again for a little bit. You now have 5 running backs? Yeah, I won't be taking more. Leave it to Kane to always draft 8 running backs. I like getting running backs. We obviously don't need more now. But hey, if you look at what's happened in this stream, I got rid of one back, and I acquired another back. Will I go get somebody undrafted? We'll see. When do we select? 119. That is not Calvin Johnson Jr. It's Clinton Johnson Jr. And here we go. Antoine Diggs goes to the Raiders. Another player that I did like. So is anybody going to give me a reasonable trade down here? Future 3? DT Treader? Might be time to take Treader in this spot. Looking at the watch list here. There's Kendall Treader. What do... At defensive tackle, now he is the 5th best available and easily my favorite. I don't mind taking Treader in this spot. He tore up the combine. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 78 overall with 83 block shedding, 82 hit power. We have gotten some really good defensive linemen today. That's our highest overall pick so far. And this was a player the chat wanted me to scout due to that high combine grade. And he is a beast. 18th in talent. He's undisciplined. 60 awareness to begin. Super chat here from Tyler Veldboom. I think you're going to miss Gordon, but that could be my Badger bias playing a factor. I'll miss him. I liked Melvin Gordon, but I think it was also the right decision for us to let him move on. Our defensive line just got a lot better, and I think that this makes Corey Liuget expendable. Now is definitely going to be time. I just want to see who I'm going to be targeting next. Don't need a safety. We got D-tackle. We have a running back. I don't really need the rest of my picks. There was Eric Downing. I put a guy... Oh, I never even scouted this guy. I just put him on the watch list. Maybe Noah Metcalf? No, C- impact. That's not good. I might, depending on where we pick again and what things look like, I might just start trading for the future. There goes McMillan. I got some players to check up on after this is over. Hodges. A lot of you wanted Hodges over Brightful. And we'll see what that reality could have looked like. Yeah, I see everybody saying Hodges as they haven't caught up yet to what's gone on. Maybe I'll see if anybody fell that I wasn't targeting. And we are on the clock. What are the offers here in the 5th round? Pick 15. A future 3 might be more worth it than what we could get here. How many more picks now? 3? Yeah, we have 2 5s and a 7. So at this point, I never even scouted this nose tackle. Didn't finish scouting here. Barry Marion was an interesting player. But I think he's a little bit too similar to Michael Scantlebury. They're like carbon copies. I like Eric Downing. The rest I'm not that crazy about. Now, if I wanted to try getting a receiver that fell, it would take a very intriguing player to do that. I feel like we're having a pretty good off season though. I think with this pick, I just want to trade for the future. Everyone's saying Stemkey. So let's see what Stemkey's all about here. That's your favorite. Jack Stemkey. Very strong. Not bad. When's our next pick? At 23? All right. I'm going to trade away this one, though. I don't need this pick. Who's going to be bad next year? Carolina, New York, Dallas, Chicago. Well, why don't we go with Cincinnati here? I'll just take their future 3rd round pick. It's a lot more valuable than what we could get here. And now, just checking these offers. Dahlman is better value. The chat just changes who their favorite player is like every 3 seconds. Stemkey, Dahlman. There's a big debate here over the guards. Eric Downing didn't have the greatest combine. Or, yeah, Eric Downing. Then Riol Dahlman had a good combine for sure. And Jack Stemkey had really good bench and 20-yard shuttle. So, run blocking is better on Dahlman. Pass blocking is the same. Impact blocking is the same. And he had a better combine overall grade. Let's take Dahlman, who's a 72 overall, and not bad. He is a left guard at 72 overall, normal dev, 89 strength, 83 run, 76 pass, 82 impact. Not bad there. So we have one more pick in the 7th round left. I want to know how those other guards end up doing, though, because we had a big debate there. I like Downing a lot. He's on my board here. Didn't draft him. So we'll see where they go and then check on them. Okay, Stemke. We're going to play against, it looks like. If he becomes a starter. Getting into the middle of the 6th round now as we continue. There goes Deion Drayton, one of the late pass rushers I liked. We just don't have a huge need there right now. There goes Downing to the Saints. So the Saints ended up taking Marcus Kadu and Eric Downing, 2 of the 5 players that were on my board that I had on my whiteboard. Getting closer to our last pick. So we've made 6 picks in today's draft. One in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We took 2 in the 3rd. A lot of this set up thanks to the... Where's our selection? 221. I don't think that's our 7th round pick. But the Phillip Rivers trade really helped us a lot. It traded us up in the 1st round, gave us a 3rd, gave a starting quarterback to Miami, as they wanted one. We got a tackle, a safety, 2 defensive linemen, a running back, a guard. And now for our final selection. At pick 221. We could trade this for a future 4? You people are crazy. So what's available out there? A million receivers. Anybody on the watch list? Not a single one. Not a one. The only draftable players left are receivers. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense here to just go and trade this away. Let's go to the Rams this time. As the Rams take a right tackle they liked. And the draft is over. So we only take 6 players. We ended up getting 2 picks for the future. And our highest overall player was Kendall Treader in the 4th round. So here's our draft. Only 6 players in this draft class, oddly enough. Dalen Hoyt, Tyrone Brightful, Antonio Pierre-Paul, Steven Smiley, Kendall Treader, and Riol Dahlman. We traded for a couple future picks. And let's go check out now some of the other players that we were paying attention to. Starting with Trey Adai, who ended up going to the Vikings. So we took Dalen Hoyt, who was a 76 overall, and Trey Adai is an 80. 93 strength, 85 run, 83 pass, 79 impact, but only normal development. So we ended up getting a little bit lower in skill, but I think we more than make up for it with superstar development. Either one would have been great. 85 run, 83 pass compared to what we have. 83 run, 80 pass, but that superstar dev is going to be big. Then there's Colin Haggerty, who went to the Jaguars. Corin Haggerty, my bad. And he has an amazing skill set to pair up next to Leon Daniels super chat again. Trey Legit or Benjamin for a running back? No, I'll keep it. I'll keep my options open. But Corin Haggerty, 96 speed, 85 zone, 82 press. Yeah, he's a special player. I tried trading up for him at one point. Not a great tackle. Well, 71 tackle isn't bad, actually. Haggerty was one of the special players in this class. Haggerty's very good. He and Jalen Ramsey. And just remember that the Jaguars were the team that knocked us out of the playoffs 2 years ago, and they're one of our top competitors in the AFC. We're going to see Corin Haggerty if we want to make a run at the Super Bowl. We're going to see him. Normal dev. He could have been a safety too. Then there's the Saints took a couple players I liked. Marcus Kadu. Oh, JT Soul. Not great in coverage. More of a run stopper. But they took Marcus Kadu, who was a 73 overall. Quick development player. And they also took Eric Downing, who was a 72 overall. Not that strong, but great run blocker. That's a weird combination to put together. The Bears went heavy offense early in this draft. And they selected a receiver in the second, Derek Brinkley, who's got good speed, but not great hands or a route runner yet. Close. They took 2 running backs. They took 4 players in the second round. Courtney Creighton, the 76 overall tailback from Louisville. Not bad there. They also took Tyler Wilds, who was an 87 speed superstar. They got their thunder and lightning right there in the second round. The Cardinals took Trey Wilds, who had fallen quite a bit. Or he was, first round prospect. Trey Daniels, my bad. 88 speed, normal dev, 90 trucking. Some good power backs in this class. The Pats took Bonner, the safety that did not compete at the Combine. He's a 69 overall. Not that fast, not that great in coverage. Wow. How do you do super chat? That little S in the chat box there is how you can do it. Can you look at Detroit? I'll get around to the other teams and see their top players. We'll go through it all. I'm just seeing the key players right now. Jacksonville also took a safety I was interested in. McMillan. Dillard McMillan has 90 speed, 78 zone coverage. Not bad. It's pretty good right there. The Rams took Hodges, who was the safety you guys wanted me to prioritize over Brightful. And Hodges does have a higher overall, and he was taken much, much later. Stacy Hodges, 90 speed, 81 zone coverage. So looking back, do I wish I had maybe traded up for Haggerty? Yeah. At first, I didn't want to give up all those mid-round picks, but now I look back and I'm like, yeah, we got a couple good players on there, but this wasn't optimized. It could have been better, still. But it's never going to be perfect. Not knowing, I mean, obviously, hindsight is going to know all the answers for you, so that's easy to look at that way. Jack Stemke here, 86 strength, 81 run, quick dev, not bad at all. There are some Stemke fans in the comments. We took Dolman instead. I was also a Downing guy. We already checked on him. But just to do it again here. Downing, normal. Actually, that's Metcalf. Downing, normal. Great run blocker, not that strong. So why don't we check on the teams in order now. Dexter McGowan goes in the first, 78 overall. Not a bad corner here for Chicago at all. Yeah, that Haggerty pick, I'm going to remember that miss. Well, cornerback wasn't a big need. And then I did want to get a safety, but I already had so much hope in Brightful. Plus, it would have cost more to trade up for Haggerty. Like, it's never my strategy to go and try trading up, like, all those mid-round picks. I tend to want those. Got another super chat here from Go Alabama 2013. Good draft. The future looks bright in San Diego. Hashtag Roll Tide. Thank you very much. Roll Tide roll. Isn't that right, Chris the dog? You might never hear this. All right, Gene Catanzaro here. Superstar quarterback for Buffalo as they move on from Tyrod Taylor, but they got their guy for sure. Darian Branson was taken late, 71 overall. How about the Broncos, our rivals here? Stanley Newsome. Not a bad defensive tackle selection here. I'm guessing it's the intangibles weighing down the overall. Antoine Middleton from Navy is a fast safety. Quick dev. The Browns. Oh, Cornell Ezekiel. #1 overall with quick development. 90 finesse, 81 power, 86 block shedding. Oh, man. So it's funny. The Browns had the first round pick in this draft, and they took the best pass rusher who's a beast. And in real life, they're going to take Myles Garrett. That's awesome. Will Kinney, the guard. Not a great pass blocker right now. Why can't we just get like an 87 pass blocking guy and let me take him? They got a good center, though. 82 pass block. Quick dev. Check the Giants QB pick. He was the first quarterback selected. We will get there. Buccaneers took a receiver in the first. Ishmael Copels. Not amazing, but also not a bad receiver at all. Quick dev. Andre Wynn here to the Cardinals, who has good power moves as a run-stopping end. All right, Jarrett Fitzpatrick here. Not a good deep ball passer, but how is that going to fit into the Cardinals' offense if he can't throw the football deep? They took a West Coast quarterback from Notre Dame. 6'1", 217. That is not a Bruce Arians quarterback. Chiefs took another defensive tackle in the first round. A balanced skill set, quick development. Nothing else of note. The Colts, OC Worlds. Good block shedder, a defensive tackle. 21 years old. Cowboys took a defensive tackle early. Another good one. Nose tackle type. Looking for any 80s out here. There's Leo Lett. So, with the trade swap we made, the Dolphins got our first round pick, and they took Lett here, who is not much of a pass rusher. Might give you some there, but good tackler, good against the run. And how about that coverage? Not great. They took a quarterback here, Kerry Sam. So they trade for Rivers and then hopefully draft their future quarterback afterwards. That's a lot of investing into their quarterback position, but it might set them up for the present and the future. So we'll see if it works out for them. The Eagles take Dre Downing, and he's a pretty good linebacker right there. Another good run stopper and also decent in coverage. That's a 3-down player. Falcons, Russell John. Great defensive tackle here. That's a strong player. Cedric Howard was the second overall pick. Could a tight end named Howard go second overall this year? Who knows? He's a vertical threat with good speed, quick development. We'll see if he becomes the next, Jimmy Graham type, Jordan Reed tight end. He better be if you take him at #2 overall. Barry College. Oh, man. The Giants go from Eli Manning to Barry College, who has a strong arm and he's very accurate. Superstar development, an 85 overall, one of the highest I've seen. He has no elusiveness, but that's okay. He throws a tight spiral. He has ideal forcing passes, ideal sense of pressure. How is he? Okay, he had to have been the highest rated player in the draft. He's already the 14th ranked quarterback. That is unbelievable right there. How about this Shamir Evans? Not bad. Not bad, but he's not a great run blocker or that fast. Yeah, the Giants took one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen in Madden. Good for them. A center goes to the Jets. Just trying to learn these top players here. Okay, DeJuan Gregory. 81 overall at speed rusher. He's a finesse rusher. Also has some run-stopping traits. Quick development. What's that awareness, though? Has to be high if he's already an 81. 66? Well, I guess he's just so complete. Packers took Tavares Furio, a 3-4 pass rusher who does not have much of a pass rushing skill set, but he's a good run stopper. So that's one you got to feel mixed about. With that development, though, maybe he becomes a great pass rusher. Wow, 3 picks for Carolina, and they replaced Greg Olsen, who retired, with Craig Thomas. And I'm sorry, that's not a first-round caliber player. Even at 78 overall. Patriots take a center. They also took Bonner. We checked his ratings. Raiders took a quarterback. So here's their new quarterback in Oakland, Brian Tam from Nebraska. We're going to see him. I expect him to be a day one starter, perhaps. 91 throw power. Good accuracy across the board, but that short accuracy is really low at 81. So that's going to be pretty erratic, I feel. Ooh, late in the draft, though, they got some higher rated players. A.J. Dominguez. Doesn't really have an identity yet. The Rams took a receiver first, Kamani Amerson. Not a bad player here. Solid. They took a center with superstar Dev. And Stacey Hodges, of course. 3 picks here for the Ravens, including Dre Saturday. Really good receiver here at 6'4", 224. He can go up and snag the football for sure. And they got a quarterback to throw it to him now. They might be moving on from Flacco. Malcolm Daly here from the U. 90 short accuracy. 85 is the highest I've seen. I think it's the highest I've seen even. And at quarterback, that's pretty big. JT Sola, I thought we checked his ratings. Yeah, we did. Seahawks only had 3 picks. Took a guard that can't pass block, so they're sticking with their same agenda. The Steelers took Derek Foreman early. A superstar wideout at 5'10", 196. Pair him up with Antonio Brown. 2 fairly similar players. Not in caliber, but in what they do. And then they took a really bad quarterback. That's a bad pick in the second round. Mike McWilliams. How did you manage to pick one of the worst safeties in this draft in the second round? Hashtag bust. He's good in coverage. You're just going to have to wait and see with Tyrone Brightful. But man, this is a bad quarterback. We might have seen like the best quarterback ever and the worst quarterback ever in the same class here. Got a good tight end, but how's he going to get the football with Mike McWilliams? I'll trade you Gordon Urban, though, for a first-round pick. The Texans take Miles Vernon. They'll probably be calling him Mount Vernon there at defensive tackle. 6'3", 294. 84. 78 power moves. 90 strength. Kane trying to defend his pick. I'm not saying it was the great move in hindsight, but I still think the jury's out. Jabbar Bullough, cover 2 middle linebacker. He's not messing around when it comes to run defense. And he can already cover 75 zone. That's really good. And the Vikings, Trey-a-die. How about Deion Drayton? I liked him. 80 finesse moves. Okay, he's not that special, but a decent late round value rusher. So that's a look at the draft class. Let me go back here to our guy you guys are trashing now in the comments. Okay, he is the lowest rated safety on our list here, Tyrone Brightful. But he's really good in zone. He's good in zone coverage. 23 years old from Georgia Tech. Decent jumping, agility, hit power is fine. The man coverage isn't bad if you want to man up against tight ends. Maybe I put a couple points into that. 50 awareness, though, that's not very good. If that's higher, then his overall jump's a good bit. I think he fits better at free safety, personally. Can I just edit that right now? There's Brightful, your favorite player now on the team. Every time he makes a play, I'm not going to let you forget about it, you know? Your talent at running back is concerning. I'll probably be addressing that. So, Christopher Costin is here. 24 years old. He's developing kind of slowly. Brightful has higher speed. And he has higher zone coverage by a 1. So I see his potential as already being greater. He's a year younger. We get his awareness up. Then you make these comparisons. I think you have a very similar player. I know it wasn't great. Haggerty would have been an amazing pick. Can't win them all. I want to see all the age of our team here. Oldest players. I just want to see how certain players have regressed, as now Melvin Ingram's down to 77 speed, but should still be able to be a good pass rusher. And I know I gave him a big contract in this series, but how long was it? Imagine if you would have traded up for Haggerty, could have moved him to safety. That's what I keep replaying in my head here. Still a couple years under contract with Ingram. But still his cap hit's going to be lower than Corey Legit's. Then there is Slauson, who went down. Did Hayward go down? I think he did a little bit. A little. Yep, Travis Benjamin's getting older. Fastest player on the team right now is Zach Bogan. Slowest would be Matt Slauson. How about... I wanted to see if we end up getting anybody who was, like, injury-prone, though. So let me go all the way to the end here. Who are the most injury-prone players on the team? Sean Strait, Nick Boyle, Derek Watt, Tavedas Bethel. A lot of these guys were undrafted. Corey Legit, though. Whoops. I'm in physical grade. What am I doing? I went too far. Legit actually has the highest. But Travis Benjamin's at 76, Matt Slauson 81, Casey Hayward, Dan Sanders. Don't hit our punter, please. Okay. But one area we did upgrade a good bit is in the trenches. I want to go and just set our current depth chart now and see how things look. Verrett lost a lot of speed. I don't think he's regressed yet. I don't think he's that old. He's at 93, so I don't think he's regressed. So I'm just setting the depth chart here, and I'm obviously going to add some players before the off-season is over. So yeah, if you look at it, what would it have taken to get Haggerty? The pick that we took Brightful with, the pick that we took APP with, and the pick that we took Steven Smiley with. So when you look at it that way, we could have missed out on a really good defensive lineman there, Antonio Pierre-Paul. Who's right there now behind Joey Bosa. Then there's Kendall Treader, who I'm not sure if he's going to play nose. Maybe. 92 strength. He could probably hold up. He's like the same size as Enzer. Higher ratings. So if you look at it from that perspective, you would have to give up one of APP or Treader, and then we could have gotten Haggerty, probably. Maybe we still could have gotten all those players if it was perfect. Yeah, I'm bummed we didn't get Haggerty now. A lot. But that's okay. I like our team quite a bit right now. We're all right. So we'll see what the future holds for Travis Benjamin now as he regresses. And Harmon Whitaker, he's waiting for his chance. At left tackle, there's Dalen Hoyt. Comparing him to Benoit, he is stronger by 7, 4 less pass block, 7 more run block, and the same impact, but a lot higher development. Left guard right now, Slosson's there. J.C. Treader at center. Right guard, we have Brandon Scherf. Joe Barksdale at right tackle. Probably not going to be the case. Let's just put Benoit there for the time being. Joey Bosa, Antonio Pierre-Paul, Corey Liuget, Kendall Treader, Melvin Ingram, Denzel Perryman, Jeremiah Tachu's still here, Verrett, Wilbur, Hayward, Butler. So Wilbur likely becomes a full-time safety this year. That's how things look at the moment. Let's go to the news stories here. Anything interesting in here for us? Not really. How about the 61 draft stories? Pretty basic stuff here. Nothing too crazy. So what did you think of this offseason now? Just because we missed on Haggerty, are you disappointed? Or are you happy with the players that we did get? Obviously, if I could have gone back to change a few things, I would have. But we got the tackle I wanted with superstar development. I still think Tyrone Brightful can be a really good player. We got Antonio Pierre-Paul and Kendall Treader, so that really boosts our D-line. We got Steven Smiley, who will compete at running back. In the 3rd round, we took him, mind you. Then we took a left guard, Riol Dahlman. Still have some work to do before the preseason begins, and you will see those moves in the edited offseason. Once I edit this down, oops, let me check. Are we dropping frames here? Not at the moment. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the offseason, everybody. I hope you had a good time today. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I love these off-seasons. And we're going to be back here again soon with the Kalispell Dynasty off-season, which could be as soon as maybe even next Saturday or the Saturday afterwards. We'll see what it ends up being. But I want to do my off-seasons on Saturdays so it's easier for you guys to watch them live. Trade Hartman for Rivers. But I appreciate you all stopping in. A lot of great interaction today. I appreciate it. And I will be having the edited off-season out to you soon. And later today, in less than 5 hours, the OSFM, that's Operation Sports, full minors rosters will be out on MLB The Show 17. And I'll be beginning my gameplay and recording of Episode 1 in the Twins franchise as early as tonight even. Probably tomorrow, though, in the morning. I'll wake up early, get to that. So, what do you have to look out for? Kalispell Season 2 is coming to an end shortly. We have this off season and then getting into Season 4. and a Twins franchise. It's an exciting time here on my channel in the month of April. I appreciate you all stopping by. Thank you again, and I will see you guys next time. Be sure to subscribe if you have not on your way out, and also leave a like if you don't mind. Thanks, guys.